Have you ever thought your job will be replaced by AI in the future? After some time researching for the next wave of job loss related to robotics, AI, and machine learning, there's a significant number of jobs that are at risk in the next 15 to 20 years. In a widely noted study published in 2013 by Carl Benedict, he examined the probability of computerization of 702 occupations and found that 47% of workers in America had jobs that were a high risk of potential automation. And we're trying to understand what is the connection of how universities like Bothell help students in choosing majors and how they refresh their offerings to address the changing needs in the industry. In universities, students usually go to the Career Center, which provides advising about choosing majors and applying for internships and jobs. We wanted to know how they advise the students regarding what majors to go into and what jobs to apply, and whether they did any research regarding the current trends in the industry and what resources they use. Here's what we found.
Yeah, when I think about the Career Center and what our role is, I'll share with you what our tagline is.
Okay, sure.
Our tagline is to really help students to explore, build, and connect. So our role is to help them explore different kinds of opportunities, majors, careers that may be a great fit to really build what their professional development skills are, things like writing resumes, transferable skills, cover letters, interviews, and then really connecting them with the employment community. As far as when it comes to making choices for what students should do and want to do, that really is something that we empower students to make those choices.
Yeah, it's not really in your control. It's up to you, only guide us, basically. You provide us with a guideline, and it's up to us whether we want to follow. Curriculum chairs play a huge role in shaping the structure of a program, which core and elective classes are offered. So, we decided to see how these classes are chosen and if the industry trends are taken into account.
Usually this is done based on the course champion. We have course champions for each of the courses, where that person would come forward and say this course is out of date or new things are come along, and then they would sort of initiate a review that would go through the curriculum committee. How often that happens, it's really going to be based on someone coming forward, which when we're all really busy, doesn't happen very often. Some of our courses do. So the major as a whole, and how often is that updated? It's updated in different ways. For example, new electives could come along, or in some cases, we try not to change the core very often. So that's fairly fixed, although we have made some changes like to the applied computing program. But for the most part, we try not to change the core because once someone gets into the system, we want to kind of keep that consistent. So new electives could come along or electives could go away. So that's probably the most where things change.
Students are the important part of the job force of the future. We wanted to understand their thought process behind why they choose their major, what factors affected their final decision, and whether they think their major would be replaced by automation. We also asked them whether the university should be held accountable if they lose their jobs due to automation and robots in the future. We got some interesting answers.
I don't think biology or a lot of jobs in the health industry are going to be automated just because you need that human interaction. I do believe that a lot of biological innovations will come about through technology, like different molecular patterns and stuff that'll make my job easier, but ultimately I think biology will still be a degree.
I think that's difficult because I think one of the main reasons and purposes of the university is to serve the local populace and the state. And so if a lot of people remain in the area and they lose their jobs or the jobs are offshore or outsourced, then I think that there should be some sort of relief. And you see that a lot of times with other government policies between like auto bailouts in terms of those industries that need help. So I don't really know how different this is compared to that, but If not like loan forgiveness, then maybe like job retraining or something like that to help get them back into the workforce. Sure.
From our findings, it seems as though the fear of job automation at Bothell is quite low. There are formal checkups on certain majors, but most of them span 5 to 10 years apart, where a lot can change. For example, after 5 years, the graduate school will coordinate a review for the program as stated in the Program Review Guidelines for 5-year report. From our survey, we learned that roughly only 1/3 of the students plan more than 5 years ahead when choosing a career path. We did find that most curriculum chairs and faculty believes that there should be more research and improvement that should be gone into the structure of the majors. From the interviews we conducted, most majors don't believe job automation is a big deal and that their major would not be affected due to automation. But we believe that every major will be affected due to automation in some way or form. For some majors like pre-med, it might not be quick, but other majors like accounting, job automation can take over sooner than later. Therefore, we propose the university come up with a formal policy that requires majors to review their major every year so that they're more aware of the job market and review the guidelines for Bothell. Even though students don't believe it is the university's responsibility if automation and robotics take over their future, the university should play an important role in coming up with new majors. Therefore, if students end up losing their jobs due to automation, the university should provide additional education.